CashFlow Diary Podcast, episode 95.
Congratulations, you showed up. Give yourself a high five in celebration of your success. Welcome to the CashFlow Diary, where new and experienced investors come to take confident action towards their goals. Your host is a family man, a real estate entrepreneur, investor, coach, and instructor. As a master facilitator of Robert Kiyosaki's CashFlow 101 game, he's inspired many to begin their journey into creating cash flow for themselves and their family. And now, here he is to offer you the tools required to earn the income desired. Your cash flow coach, Jay Massey.
All right, and welcome to another episode of the CashFlow Diary Podcast. I am your host, Jay Massey, and I'm glad that you have taken the time to be here today. Here's why. Many of you, if you've been listening to some of the prior episodes, you know that this episode is a special one because I'm calling in from Trakai, outside of Lithuania. In the country of Lithuania, I've been here with Simon Black, as well as many other entrepreneurs like Craig Ballantyne, Mark Anastasi, and Ilko Ludwigs from South America. What's been interesting is that we've been able to share a lot of information with a lot of different entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs from many different parts of the entire world. And I figured it would be awesome if we shared one of those sessions with you. What does that mean? There was a time during the days that we had together where we actually broke up into smaller groups, and we got to get down to some nitty-gritty questions about how to take action, how to begin your business, and how to make sure that you are doing the things that are necessary to go out there and provide value to customers of all kinds, all ages, all ranges, and all of the ideas just flowed. So here's what we're going to do. It's going to be something of a special episode, an inside look, and it's a whole bunch of Q&A with Jay. Exactly. So instead of the video version, what you have is the audio version from Trakai out here in the country of Lithuania. And if you have to look it up on the map, that's completely okay because I had to too. Anyway, here we go.
You tell me what you want to know. Yep.
I want to know exactly what you did in the beginning to get started. Like, who did you talk to? How did you learn about wholesaling?
Sure. And you're gonna get tired of the same answers, and then you'll eventually do it. I literally, and I'm not kidding, I put a cash flow game on Meetup. They came to my house. I talked to those people. So I work with what Simon called retail and sophisticated investors. Okay.
Sophisticated people came to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They haven't played cash flow.
Oh. Okay.
The game is an attractor of all the right people you know. And what's even better, remember what I said. What was the reason I do business? What was the reason? There's only one reason.
Food. The three things.
You want to eat.
That's true. I wanted to eat, but what did I?
Safe, affordable,
But what was the reason I do business? What is the goal?
Add value.
Yeah, to get people to introduce me to everyone they know. That's my entire goal. I want to find out, yes, I need to get them to introduce me to everyone they know. I don't know what I got to do that. So whatever that is, that's what I want to do. So the retail investors that came to the cash flow game know the sophisticated investors, don't they? And if I've deposited, i.e. educated, remember to dominate, you educate. Well, if I've deposited into that person and then that person is all excited, oh my God, you got to come meet this Jay Massey guy and play this game. What do? They bring them to the game. They do all the talking that I could. Their talking is much better than my talking, which is much better than my website talking because it's them. And therefore, I was able to gain access to other people's resources.
Okay, so two questions.
Play the game. Go ahead.
Two questions from that. One. You played the game before you had that meetup. You knew how to play it, so you.
No, I didn't really know how to play it. I had played it before then, but yes, I played a number of times before actually starting to facilitate it intentionally.
So the meetup was like you said, strictly to meet these people.
Meetup was strictly to attract people to play cash flow.
Well,
Are you asking if he facilitated or if he played with them? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm sure you played with them.
You got both. You got two different strategies. You got the strategy I call drafting, right? You go to other people's meetup game, specifically to see who at that table is.
So you did that before you did your own.
I did both. Because if I'm yes, simultaneously. They're not linear. These are parallel, operating. So I'd go to someone else's, say I went someone else's game on a Wednesday or Thursday night, knowing that my game was on Saturday. I'd go to someone else's game, wait till the people started complaining that this person didn't know what they were doing. I was like, by the way, we have a game that's on Saturday, and guess what? There's a bunch of people who actually invest in real estate, and I'll be there, and I can help you. And then all I did was demonstrate my knowledge by playing the game well to them, and then they're like, yeah, I want to come. So then on Saturday, now they're at my game along with anyone else that I met, and now those people are there from the meetup group and otherwise, and I'm now instructing them how to really play the game. They have the experience they had with me, and then I simply ask them one question: would you like to take this into your real life? Yes, I would. Cool. Let me ask you.
You had no idea what you were doing at that point.
In terms of what?
In terms of real estate, wholesaling. Real
No, I didn't need to know because the team knew, and this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to disassociate.
So before you did any of that, you had a team in place.
I wouldn't say I had a team. I had a name.
I understand you learned like real estate and stuff through cash flow.
I learned that people would buy, if I could buy stuff at a discount and sell stuff at a discount. That's all I knew. Did I technically know how to do it? Not really, but I knew it could be done. That's all I needed. I needed to know that it could be done and who are the players. Okay, cool.
So all in parallel, you built your team, you facilitated the
Correct.
game, you played the game.
Yes. There was not linear. That's why I was trying to stress to you. It wasn't linear. So I was like, okay, cool. If I can get somebody to say yes, then I'll worry about who's going to do X, Y, Z when I get to that stage. I don't need to know who's going to manage the property.
Somebody there who said yes, who taught you how to wholesale?
No, I just had to buy at a discount and sell at a discount. That's all wholesaling is. It's nothing more than that.
Okay, so
He's asking how you learned to do wholesaling? Is that what you're asking? How did you learn to do that?
How did I learn to buy a property under discount?
Yeah, how did you learn to do that?
How did
you get started in wholesaling? That's what I'm asking.
Okay, I went to a networking group and I said to people, I asked them, okay,
He's not asking how you marketed it, he's actually asking how you did the project.
That's what I did. I literally, before I knew how to do any sheets of paper, what I'm trying to say is I went to a networking group and I said the following words. Hi, my name is Jay. I'm a wholesaler. This is before I did a transaction, because the mentality of a wholesaler, that was enough for me. I'm in real estate. This is what I do. I had the habits and actions. I hadn't actually completed a transaction. Here's the service I provide. Here's what my business does.
What was the service you provided?
I buy properties at a discount and I sell properties at a discount.
But you didn't actually do
I haven't done that yet. I could say I'm a restaurateur, but we haven't had a customer because we're in the process of building our restaurant. This is all I'm saying. So the service is I buy properties at a discount and I sell properties at a discount. Part of that, and then I would simply ask them, what type of investing are you looking to do? Which was the beginning of them telling me what they would buy. So I was, for lack of a better way of putting it, I was surveying the market. Tell me what you would buy. Then they told me. Then I said, where can I go find these? And I went looking. And I'm like, I found one.
Who did you say that to? You?
I just said it to myself. Where can I go find these? And then I started typing their criteria into Google or a search engine or anything that I could get access to so that I could find the house. Now, what ended up happening is that I didn't find the house online. I found the house from another person because I said to her, hi, my name is Jay. I'm a wholesaler. What that means is that I buy properties at a discount and I sell properties at a discount. What type of investing are you looking to do? She said, I'm not looking to do investing. I got a house that I don't want. Awesome. Tell me about the house. She told me about the house. I was like, ooh, this matches.
Perfect.
Please go. So I used the same line all the time to find both the buyer as well as the seller. And then when I had a match, I'm like, cool. That was it. This is before now once I had the match, I had a problem. I didn't know how to do the paperwork. So I went to people I knew who were at networking groups in real estate. I said, hey guys, I need help. I've got a seller who said yes. What do I do next? They said, you need to put it under contract. I was like, great. Do you have the contract? They handed me the contract. Now notice how I did this. They handed me the contract. I said, thanks. And then I went to the seller and I was like, here's the contract. She's like, it's blank. I'm like, I know. Problem. I'll be right back. Hi, guys, can you tell me how to fill this thing out, please? I don't know where to put my name. Oh, sure, no problem. Cool. So they showed me where to put my name. Now what do? They're like, get her to sign it. Okay, be right back. Hi, here it is. Here you go. Sign right here. She's like, okay, great. sign it. And then I go back. Okay, guys, she signed it. Now what do? Open escrow. And I'm like, okay, what's escrow? Oh, okay, no problem. Then I learn what escrow is, and I take it to the escrow lady, and I give it to the escrow lady, and then I go, okay, here you go. And then I wait. It was like 2 weeks. And the escrow lady calls me. When do you want your check? I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you have to close escrow. How do you do that? Because I had never closed escrow. I didn't know. My point in sharing this with you is...
No, that was perfect. That's
what I did.
What I wanted you to do.
My point is go. That's what I'm saying. You saying don't tell them how to market them, but that's what I did.
No, you answered it.
You answered it. This
Okay.
You were answering it.
Okay, got it. That's what I did. I didn't know how to do any of that other stuff. The only thing I needed to know how to do is find the person who had a problem and provide them a solution. That's what I'm asking all of you to do.
Well, what you were doing was being resourceful.
Yeah, I didn't need to know who was going to. I just need to know escrow people existed.
So my question essentially was, you did that, and I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, that was.
As opposed to reading a book on wholesaling and then going out and doing it.
Oh, no. Well, I went to some specialized education that taught me what wholesaling was in general.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't teach. But hold on. But it didn't teach me this process.
I understand that.
But you're.
Saying, what was the first thing you did?
The first thing I do is that you're gonna read. You got to get an idea of what the concept is from somewhere.
Okay.
That has to happen.
That's what I was asking.
Okay, my bad, missed it. So.
No, you got it. You got there.
Okay, so you got to get the concept from somewhere.
What
And
book did you read? Did you read Rich Dad?
oh God, lots. Rich Dad Poor Dad was definitely one of them, but I played the game first.
That doesn't.
No, but for
cash flow doesn't
wholesaling.
even teach you how to wholesale.
Yes, it does. Every time you buy the deal from someone else, that's a wholesale transaction.
Right. But I mean that it's not the
It
whole
didn't teach you the
process. It didn't teach
contract,
you the
it
contract. It
didn't
didn't
teach
teach you
you
escrow.
escrow.
It didn't teach you how to close escrow. It didn't tell you who to talk to.
The only way you're going to learn that is to actually go throw yourself out there and make that happen.
And you answered that by.
Okay, got it. I was like, I've never. Understand this. I don't need to see the entire staircase, and this is both an advantage and a detriment. I don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. I will take the first step without seeing. Yeah, I know. That's where you're coming. You're trying to see the entire staircase. I'm like, dude, I just stepped.
That's how my dad raised me. He got these big pictures.
Yeah, I know your dad. I got it. I understand. And spreadsheets, got it. My point is I don't operate that. I operate more like Robert.
Right.
That's the difference. Is I operate like Robert. I think like Russ, but I operate like Robert, which is weird.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's a good balance.
It's also
why
I
they're good
feel like
partners.
there's two people inside of me sometimes. It's weird. You understand? But and that's what I'm saying. I don't need to see the entire staircase. I just need to know that these things exist, and I trust that when I'm ready, those resources will find me or I will find them. And I don't stress.
Okay, does a part of you not think that seeing the entire staircase helps you
Recognize opportunity.
helps you understand where that first step is? How
I just need the first step. I don't need the second. I just need the first one. Once I understand the first step, I'm ready to go. I need nothing else.
If you don't know where you're going, how do you know which direction?
I know where I'm going. I'm going to create value.
Yeah. Oh, that makes
That's it.
really vague.
I know. That's all I need.
So I'm gonna go to the grocery store because I want to create value.
Maybe. If that's the first step. I told you I operate in weird ways, so help me understand.
But I think that's
gotta
fine.
meet me where I'm at.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to understand what you need. I'm trying to understand.
I think he's saying, so people, for all of this,
Yes.
you want to get into real estate investing.
Got
have
it.
No concept of real estate investing.
Correct.
No concept of wholesaling. No
Yes.
concept of financing. No
Yes.
concept of any of that.
Yes.
How does somebody get started?
What
Got
is
it.
the first
First
step for
question
us?
you have to ask yourself is who do you want to serve? Who? Who do you want to serve? I don't care.
How do you know the answer to that question?
Who do you like hanging out with? Who do you most enjoy talking to? Who is it that
You guys, Robert, Russ.
Okay,
all
that's
of you.
true, but okay, so you're saying you want to deal with older men in their 40s and 50s?
Yes, because they know more.
Okay, that's fine. If that's your perfect customer, great. Now, what type of real estate do they prefer to live in?
No, that's two different questions.
No, it's the
You
same.
were saying who do you want to serve?
Correct.
And then he answered who he wants to be mentored by.
Well, that's what I'm asking. No, I'm asking who do you...
The same thing.
If it's the same thing, then that's the same thing. He wants
I'd like
to...
to serve my mentors. I'd like to add value to my mentors.
Okay, to that age group of
people.
people. Yeah, okay. Is it just because they're a mentor or is that age group of individuals? I'm looking at the broad macro category, the demographics. The demographic category. That's what I need. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Okay, so
Who do you want to serve?
Okay, my generation.
Your generation. Excellent. Okay, see, now we've got some specifics. Define your generation in terms of age.
Millennials, 18 to 35.
Okay, 18 to 35. And what type of jobs do the 18 to 35-year-old typically hold right now?
Corporate, 9 to 5 jobs.
Excellent. And where do they live? Because
Apartments.
okay, excellent. So do you see how we're starting to chunk this down and figure out who you want to serve and what property you should be going for?
Yes.
This is what I call investor identity. It's a little different than personal investment philosophy. Hey, because the identity of whom you want to serve is what's important. Once you understand that, then you can move forward.
Bonus time.
I don't know who you want to serve. That's why the first step is always, I don't care what business it is. Once you remember, I said it's why, what, when, who, how. But I don't care about the hows until I know who I'm serving. I got to know who I'm serving. If you can tell me, hey, Jay, this is a great deal, all this other stuff. Who are you serving? Who's your customer? Someone was asking me at lunch, do you think it makes sense to start a ski resort in Kazakhstan? 1, I don't know where that is. 2, I didn't know it snowed there. 3, I'm like, okay, ski resort, that's not me. I hate the cold. So I don't know, who's your customer? And she couldn't answer that question. And I was like, well, then I don't know. I can't help you. But that's what you must, that's step number 1.
Okay, so,
Yep, bring it on. I'm ready.
I'm sorry. If anybody else-
I think they're having value and they're glad
Okay.
that they're not under pressure to come up with a question.
Okay. I could ask you questions for days.
Go for it.
So, you said who I wanted to serve
Yes.
through real estate?
I don't care.
Okay, but I see real estate as a means to that allows me to live the lifestyle that I want to live.
That is true.
Which is, I don't care who's buying the real estate.
Yes, you do. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
You better care, because if you don't care, you won't be able to serve us properly. I forget what chapter it is in my book, but this is why I break it down this way. So in broad stroke demographics, okay? Now I'm going to ask for some translation for those of you in other countries, right? We have 1, 2, 3 types of customers. We've got what we call in the US Walmart. Many of you are probably familiar with that name. We've got Target, and then we've got Nordstrom, right? You knew this was coming. These are the broad strokes, right? So who's a low-end retailer in your country? Think of a low-end discount retailer. Is that Walmart? Walmart's in your country probably? I have no idea. Low-end retailer. Who's the middle-of-the-road retailer where most middle-class people go? That would be our Target. And then the Nordstrom is the high-end, only the quote-unquote rich people go to Nordstrom, right? That's what I'm saying. All 3 of these do something similar. For example, sell shirts. This one happens to be from Nordstrom. Anyway, I like Nordies. Yeah, exactly. But that's my point. That's kind of my point. That's kind of my point. All right. So all of them sell shirts. When Walmart sells a shirt, does it make money?
Yes.
When Target sells a shirt, does it make money?
Yes.
When Nordstrom sells a shirt, does it make money? So it doesn't matter about the money. However, what does matter is the headache. When you try to return something to Walmart, is it difficult?
Yeah.
Or at least more difficult than it is to return it at Nordstrom's?
I've never shopped in Nordstrom.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
I've returned clothes there that I didn't even buy from Nordstrom.
Do you understand?
That's cool.
Yeah, right? You're like, what?
They have a, like their resale policy,
No
you can
questions
return
asked.
It's just,
anything, no questions
take it back.
asked.
So it's easier. Now, you as the owner, just because I want to own Walmart doesn't mean I have to shop there, right?
Right.
Just because I own Nordstrom doesn't mean I have to shop there.
Live where you want to live, best with numbers, like that.
Bingo! Okay? So here's my point. Which customer do you want to serve? That's the first question. Because each one have their own...
Price point Nordstrom.
No, well, hold on. It's not, can't be money. Because there's...
Everybody's making a
This one,
profit.
here's the thing. They all make a profit. This one cash flows more. This one appreciates more, though.
Less headache.
This one could have less headache than this one. Or not really less, different headaches.
Yeah.
That's the better way of saying it, because they both have returns. Returns are a headache. The returns here are different than the returns here. They both have headaches. You get to choose which headache you're willing to deal with for a profit.
Did you have
I don't
to
care.
start with Walmart before you got to
I've
Walmart?
started with Walmart, not because I had to start with Walmart, because it's who I most like. It's the customer I know the most about. You said millennials. That's why I'm saying it. My identity, I understand the Walmart customer best because I grew up in those places.
Because it's you.
Because that's me. You did not.
Well,
I did Target probably.
Exactly. You understand that customer naturally. We all do. Because there are areas in town that you just don't go at night. But I can walk around there freely. Because I blend in. Right? And there are areas in town, you're like, yes, he's really saying these words. Because this is the truth. And I can relate to this customer. I know what they need. I know how to serve them naturally. I don't have to go to a course to learn how to serve these guys. To learn how to serve these guys, I have to go to a course. Because here's how it looks in real estate. Nordstrom real estate, do you have to have a swimming pool? Shake your head, yes. What about Walmart's real estate? No, you don't need a swimming pool.
Gotcha.
Up here, what if I put granite tile inside of Walmart real estate? That's an automatic no. Now, do I have to have it in Target real estate? You don't have to. It's optional, but it's mandatory here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So how would I discover my why behind who I want?
Got it. Your why has nothing to do with who you want to serve. Your why has everything to do with what benefits do you want from real estate. What is it that you really want to go do? Because you just said real estate is a means to an end to what?
Quality of life. I want passive income.
Define why, for what reason,
So I can do what I want when I want.
and what does that mean? By the way, this is an exercise you want to write down the questions I'm asking, not necessarily his answers. Go ahead.
What does it mean to have passive income?
To you,
Allows me to live the lifestyle I want.
and describe that for me.
Travel where I want. when
Where
I
would you
want,
go
eat
first?
What I want, when
Where
I
would you
want,
go first?
Buy what I want when I want.
Where would you go first?
Wherever I felt like going that second.
Excellent. And where would you go first? Say you were there today. Where would you go first?
Like in this moment
Correct.
right now, where would I want to go?
Yes.
Amsterdam.
Sure.
Your reasons, not hers.
Well,
Who?
Answer something, Sean.
I don't know.
That's the problem.
I want to be right here right now.
Yeah, I understand. But let's say this was done. Then where do you want to go?
I'm not there yet, so I don't know. That's
You
what I'm saying.
I'm trying to put
Extremely
you.
But
spontaneous.
how can he think about the future? You're saying he just has to do one thing. So
I'm
why are
extremely
you asking
spontaneous.
Because he's asking about the why. He's trying to figure out what's going to motivate him to do the work.
No. I'm trying to figure out how do I decide which target I want to go after.
Here's what I'm suggesting. Okay, I thought you were talking about why you wanted to be in business. If I'm suggesting the target that you go after first is most like yourself, because that's the least learning curve you have to go through. You know that customer already.
So who do you most identify with?
Who do you misidentify with? You tell me. I don't know. Because there are millennials who are Target style, Walmart style, Nordstrom style. You tell me who you most identify with. That's the one you should serve first, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because that's going to be the easiest customer for you to understand. You know their needs, you know their wants, you know their dislikes, you know why they dislike what they like, whatever your product or service is.
Okay, I wanted to take a small moment. I will get you right back into the middle of that discussion just to remind you that, we're getting closer. We're not there yet, but we are making definite progress on the audiobook, more progress than you could possibly imagine, more than we've made in a long, long time, and we're getting closer and closer and closer. When it happens, you'll be the first to know. If you want to make sure that you're on that list, you want to send a text message to 949-682-3565 with the keyword is audio, AUDIO, AUDIO to 949-682-3565. Or for those of you who are international, you can go to CashFlowDiary.com/audio. We'll let you know when the audiobook is on the way out. So that is going to be happening soon. And I want many of you to keep paying attention. Thanks for listening. But most importantly, if you're listening to this conversation, you understand that what we're talking about is the concept I call investor identity and how deeply ingrained it is in everything that an entrepreneur like you should be doing when it comes down to customer selection, market selection, and figuring out what product or service you should be doing in the first place. Here's the point. It happens everywhere all the time. This was one of the most common questions I got. How do I start? How to make things happen? And I don't want to delay any longer because I'm sure you're trying to figure out, yeah, Jay, can we get back to it? You know what? You're absolutely right.
So pick one. Target. Great. Boom. That's the first thing you need. Now that you know you're going to serve Target neighborhoods, you can go find them.
Okay.
Period. Does that make sense? Because target neighborhoods are in a certain place. They're probably near a Target, and you can find them. Yeah. They're actually going to be near a Walgreens as well. That's another clue and an indicator. This is how I can do it.
B-class single family?
Yes! Boom!
Done.
Ta-da! I just needed that one decision, man. That's all I do. Yes.
You understood why
You've been the most difficult ever because you've had such an extraordinary experience provided by your dad. That's the challenge.
But you understood.
Yes, I get it. I get why you have the challenge. I'm just like, oh, this is neat. This is unique. Yeah, you're an oddity. I bet you all the others are like, oh yeah, I'm a Walmart. I get it. You know, they know. They're like, I just know.
Sorry.
It's okay. But they learned. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're going to do B class is fine. B class, single family houses. Now the question is, if you said millennials, what is the likelihood that millennials are going to be B class single family houses, or are they more likely to be B class condos?
Probably B class condos.
See? This is why I'm thinking. This is why the age group matters. So it's B-class condos.
But you can always change. This is just getting
Right.
Like when you do like 4
Yes.
plexes and
Yeah.
2
Right.
plex or whatever.
So why does the age group? I understand. I relate to them and everything like that. And is it just being able to speak to them?
You need to know how to serve them. They have different needs. Period. You need to understand their needs. For example, here's a good example. And I use this.
I really need to be that specific.
Do you want to make money?
Yes.
Then yes.
Okay.
Because that's like saying, I'm going to open a restaurant. Okay, what type of food do you serve? I don't know. I don't want to be specific. Oh, great. How's that going to work? Who's the crowd?
It's more branding.
That's where we're headed. At the end of the day, you want to drop your marketing cost, right? The only way you're going to drop that marketing cost is to have a very specific brand that's hyper niche. I still can't say that word. Anyway, so that you have the ability to be referred easily. But if you don't do this, I serve everybody. That's great. That doesn't help. That's why they're called Japanese restaurants. That's why it's called Italian restaurants. That's why it's called Mediterranean restaurants. Because this is why. So if you don't do this, then yeah, you're trying to serve everybody, which is the same as serving nobody, also known as a nonprofit. Okay? So my point is you got to be able to treat this person relative to their experience. For example, a Nordstrom phone call is like, hey, the garage door won't go up when I press the button, and you better come over here right now and fix it. And if you don't, I'm not going to pay the rent. Now, the likelihood is that the battery in the garage door opener isn't working. And they actually want you to send someone over there to fix it for them because that's beneath their identity to go to the store and change the battery themselves. Yeah, exactly. And therefore, if you are not able to respond to that and go, oh yeah, I totally understand, I get how that's a problem. If you can't naturally do that, because I can't, right? I don't see that as a problem. I'm like, go to the drawer, get a battery, put it in. Is that why you calling me?
I still have a little bit of a mental block.
No problem.
Because you're talking about you have a team in place. Say I have a team.
I do today.
I understand that. Property manager, everything.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I'm not going to be getting those phone calls. Like, you don't get those phone calls.
God, no. But the team needs to be able to operate that same way. The team needs to be a Nordstrom.
It's not really how I relate. It's how my team would relate.
Incorrect, because the team needs to be able to relate to you at the same time.
I understand that, but if I can relate to multiples,
then that's fine. And again, where you start isn't where you stay. I started in Walmart. Obviously, the resort isn't Walmart. Mm-hmm. Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. The team is completely different. So yes,
we have a different team for
but
different class. Like,
correct. But you asked me where to start.
Say I set up three different companies.
Yeah, let's start with one because you asked me where to start. That's what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to do what you already know, which is right here. I'm loving the fact that I don't have to rewrite stuff. Follow one course until successful. Once you're done there, once you've served the millennials and you've done the condo thing or whatever style real estate you find out that they want and need for that geographic area, then you can go on, okay, now I'm ready for some Nordstrom stuff. Now I'm ready for some retail stuff.
Say I want to serve the millennials condos. It all makes sense, right?
Good.
What if serving the millennials, say, you know, I'm doing a college house.
Okay.
Right?
That'll do it.
Right. But college kids trash things.
They do.
Right? So then I'm dealing, I guess there's problems in every.
Yes. There are. You get to
I'm trying to
choose.
find which one has the least.
There isn't. Get over that.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay.
You are choosing which headache you want to deal with.
No, you're fine. I love this. You're breaking so many.
It doesn't. There is no easiest one. Easiest is relative. For me, you know what's easy? Walmart. The ones where people get shot. That's the one most people are like, oh my God, I can't do that. But for me, it's easy. Mm-hmm. Other people, Nordstrom sounds difficult to me. I couldn't handle that high maintenance. It would drive me nuts.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I'm just not built that way. Yeah. But other people are like, oh my God, this is the easiest thing ever. You don't understand. They never call. They did that. That's a fact.
Renting all throughout college, we never called the landlord for anything.
That's my great.
We trashed the place, but they didn't have to put anything to repair.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say. Is like that you got to decide what headache you want to deal with. They all make money. You get that's the freedom of being an entrepreneur. You get to choose where you work, when you work, who you serve.
It's also a market question because there's usually more low end is always in demand.
That's true.
So
but that shouldn't drive. That doesn't mean you're best suited to serve them. I don't care if they're in demand, but if you suck at serving them, please don't. Who do you want to serve? Even if the high end has tons of competition, what it doesn't have is a specific niche. Let me give you a very easy
example. But if it's going in and out, I want to be in something that's consistent, something that...
Exactly. Right. That's why I like low end. That's part of the reason I like it.
Okay.
But if you aren't good at serving them, even though there's consistent demand, you're still going to have a horrible product. Because you aren't good at serving them. Your team isn't good at serving them. You don't understand the customer. If you don't understand the customer, I don't care how much demand there is, because the guy who does understand the customer, i.e. me, I'm going to come in and kick your butt, even if I pay more than you, because I know how to serve their needs better. You don't. I don't care how much demand there is, because I understand the customer better, I win.
Right.
Even if there is more demand. That's why I'm saying start with the customer. More, it doesn't matter because I'm specialized. So here's another way of looking at this. In every marketplace, you want to do Walmart, Target, and Nordstrom, here's one customer type in every marketplace that I know is completely underserved, but not everybody is suited to serve them because you don't understand their needs. Think about individuals with physical special needs. Period. I don't care where you go. They always need ramps. They need lower sinks. They need different level things in the bathroom. They need different amenities inside the building, especially if it's multiple stories. They need different services, but no one ever customized their buildings to serve their needs. Here's another one. Pets. And people are freaking irrational about Fluffy and Fido. Irrational. But when's the last time you've seen an apartment building with a dog run? You've never seen it. Oh, you did it? Okay, cool.
Mine in Austin has it.
And you're probably cleaning up because you got a ton of pet owners who are like, I'm so glad I have a dog run here. Your occupancy is higher. You can charge more. These are the things. Specialization is where it is, but you got to understand the customer, not just because it's real estate. Make it special. Same thing for online. Your videos, all of it's the same once you got to understand the person. If you fail to understand the person, you miss the market. I don't care how many people there are. You got to talk to me. The customer wants to know you are serving me. Yeah, it's great you have all these customers, but are you serving me?
And you may think you know, but then, because you think it's you, but then as you take your steps,
Correct.
You'll learn more.
Correct. You may think you know, like right now, you think you relate to all three of them, but as you learn some of these headaches...
I'm starting to understand which one, I understand what you're saying. I'm starting to gravitate more towards one over the other.
Good. And you should be, because I'm trying to polarize you on purpose, because that's who you're going to be able to serve the best. And if you serve anyone else, you're not going to do as well, regardless of demand.
Because you can treat everyone as the same.
Correct. You can try to treat everyone the same, but you'll go broke doing it. You can't compete with the people who's got the money. You've got to be, and it doesn't take hundreds of units to make this thing work. It really doesn't. You just got to be able to serve a specific person. And where the first person you learn to serve doesn't mean 10 years from now that's the only one you're still going to be doing. It just doesn't mean that. But you got to learn how to serve one first before you can understand how to serve the next. And I'm saying the easiest one is the one that you most easiestly identify with. Once you know that, I don't care the business, I don't care the business model, it's easy. But you got to know that first. Otherwise, your content, your marketing, everything is off target, and you wonder, why isn't anybody buying?
What did you call it again? Because I had
Investor.
Investment philosophy.
I call it investor identity. That's why it's different, because you have to identify. You've got to identify individually. You got to identify the marketplace, because not every marketplace, city, country, county, identifies with whom you're trying to serve.
It's very similar. It changes it just a little.
It does, but it's an important change.
My philosophy is going to change. It's changed it a ton.
It's an important change, and that's where I'm coming from. It's just like you missed this little piece. This little piece is so huge, because this is one of the reasons why I do Memphis. Because if I wanted Nordstrom real estate, I wouldn't be in Memphis. Right. This is not the place for Nordstrom real estate. The Nordstrom customer isn't there. If I wanted Nordstrom real estate, Silicon Valley would be great. Because the Nordstrom customer, they live there. That's where they are. But I don't want that either.
I don't want that.
And my point exactly. That's what I'm trying to say to you. But if I want Target real estate, there are many different. Now, see, and here's the interesting.
Atlanta more Target?
Yeah. In general, it's Target and Walmart.
Yeah.
But it depends. And now, and here's where I'm going with this. Because I'll take the high end. Say you have in one neighborhood, you have the $10 million house, the $5 million house, and the $1 million house. In that neighborhood, the $1 million house is Walmart. In that neighborhood, the $5 million house is Target.
Where there's everything.
There's always that division, and the $10 million guy thinks the $1 million is Walmart, and the $1 million guy thinks the $10 million guy is Nordstrom. And just always remember that. So it does keep getting divided over and over again.
And it can happen a street away.
Correct.
You have Atherton right there, and then you got the hood where I live, in Redwood City right there.
You're understanding my point. This is why you have to be specific. The team is built around you first, about you first. The marketplace, all of it has to match. And when you have that same message, that's when you become powerful and able to raise capital. That's when people go, you got to deal with those guys, because they know what they're going to get. Mm-hmm. They understand your brand and message. They can refer their friends. It's not confusing. You want to be clear in your messaging. You want it to be unified, period. You want it to be unified so that people know what you do and what to expect. Investors and team alike. Investors and team alike. There are some architects that are Nordstrom architects and can only design high-end stuff. Walmart architects, they're all there. Is it time? Okay, got it. So you just need to be aware of that. That's all I'm saying. Once you're clear on that one piece, so notice how much clarity that one piece brings. Yeah. Once you're clear on who you want to serve, everything else flows from that. It's easy after that. But until you're clear on that, the problem is most people start at the bottom and try to work their way back up, and it doesn't work. And they're like, how come this isn't working? Because you're trying to serve the wrong customer. And I don't care the product. That's what you need to do.
All right. So now you have some very specific action steps on what you need to do to go out there and get started, right? So let's figure out who on earth are you going to want to serve with your product or service. I mean, you've got many forms of cash flow. Many of you know that real estate investing is where I think it is, and hopefully you do too. But even if you don't, you still got to answer the same questions and figure out which customer you wish to serve. And once you know that, then everything else becomes easy. Your strategy, your tactics, everything becomes clear. You have clarity, and you all know what clarity does. It allows you to have powerful decisions, and you have the power to decide and to act. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys do with this information, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Until next time.
Thank you for investing your time with Jay Massey and the Cash Flow Diary. When you have a moment, please visit iTunes and leave a positive comment about the show. And go now to our website, CashFlowDiary.com, to take advantage of our free business building course, Cash Flow Foundation. Gain the knowledge, understanding, and skill that will teach you how to never need a job again. Until next time.